Okay, let's start this session. Yesterday we discussed about how to enterprise structure, right? In the yesterday session. So we have discussed about what is the purpose of company, creation of company code, business area, functional area, credit control area, and assignments. In the today's session, I will cover Esop methodology and I will do configuration, etc. in the tomorrow session. Okay. And today I will introduce Pratima. So Pratima, can you please tell something about yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone, good evening. I'm Pratima and I done my MBA. I have like 5 to 6 years domain experience. Now I want to join into the SAP. So I joined in this Chanu SK class. I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
Okay, fine. One more guy name is Trinad. He is not attend the session due to some personal reasons. Maybe he will attend tomorrow. Okay, thank you for your introduction. And today I'm going to explain Esop methodology. Actually, we have covered so far the basic sessions like what is SAP, what is ERP, what is FI and CO, purpose of FI and CO, what FI CO consultant will do in real time, and so how many types of projects in SAP,
Okay.
and how to create a company code and all.
Yeah.
In the today's session, I cover SAP methodology. Whatever the missing class are there, I think around 3 sessions are there. Okay, I will forward that videos to you. You can watch the 3 videos.
Sure.
This is completely basic related. Going forward,
Yeah.
we'll discuss important topics. And SAP methodology is very important. Why? What is the purpose of SAP methodology? And it's completely project related. Okay. So let's start the what is SAP methodology. In the yesterday session, we covered about basic things like what is company code, company and business area, and this stuff we covered yesterday. In the today's session, I'm going to tell you SAP methodology, what is this purpose and all. I will explain in very detail. Generally, why SAP methodology? What is the purpose? In order to implement SAP, I mean, so all your data in somewhere, and you want to start implementation. Okay, first time the company wants to start implementation first time. Then we need to use SAP methodology for the ECC 6.0 version. SAP recommends to use SAP methodology. Okay, so I mean, let's say let's say your company is started. Yours is a startup company. Okay, and not a startup. Okay, it's already existing one. So your data is in somewhere, some Excel sheet and some other where now you want to implement SAP. Then SAP recommends. Let's say you are using EC 6.0 version. Then SAP recommends SAP methodology. Okay, so what exactly this methodology and why we need to use this methodology? So these things I'm going to cover. So generally there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps in SAP methodology. Okay, so this is a guidance. Okay, how we need to implement and what basis. In real time also they will ask you one question like on what basis you will implement SAP. So which methodology you have followed for implementation? So what are the steps in SAP methodology? Can you explain the realization phase method? Can you explain the what happens in the final preparation? So how you prepared business blueprints? So have you involved in the project preparation? So these type of questions will come from the SAP methodology. So that is the reason I'm explaining. For implementation means generally whenever the company wants to start implementation first time. I mean earlier there is not the data is not in SAP. First time means so there is no SAP used earlier. Okay. So SAP methodology, you see SAP methodology this is just like roadmap. Okay. So project preparation, business blueprint, realization, final preparation, and go live. It's a roadmap. So SAP methodology it is also called as a roadmap. So first stage is project preparation. Second stage should be business blueprint, and third stage should be realization, final preparation, and go live. It's a roadmap. You cannot jump from the project preparation to realization, realization to go live. Okay, it's a sequence. Okay, so that is the reason I told you it's a roadmap, right? So we have to follow the sequence. So first thing is, in order to implement SAP, so data in somewhere and you want to implement SAP first time, then ECC SAP recommends for EC 6.0 SAP methodology. So first step is project preparation. So what are the things will be covered in the project preparation and business blueprint, realization, final preparation, and go live. These things will be completed in 2 days. And today and tomorrow I will complete the SAP methodology. Okay. So it's completely project related. If you go for any interview, so they will target real time questions like how you implement SAP on what basis. So how many phases in SAP methodology. So have you involved in the realization phase? So what exactly realization phase? In what are the activities you will do in realization phase? Final preparation, how the testing will be performed. So these kind of questions. If you understand implementation process completely, then you can resolve any type of questions. Okay. Here, ESOP methodology, I'm going to explain what is ESOP and how many phases of ESOP methodology are there, and explanation about each phases. Okay. So these are the topics I'm going to cover. So what exactly ESOP? ESOP stands for accelerated. A stand for accelerated. Okay. So A stand for accelerated. Accelerated means speed up the process. So in order to speed up the process, okay, so SAP recommends ESOP methodology. So why we use this methodology? Because we will have to finish the work within the time intervals. Okay. So the agreement between the client and your company is that so you will have to complete the implementation project in 12 months. Then so we adopt this methodology. Okay. So project preparation, business blueprint. So today these two topics I will cover, and tomorrow these three topics I will cover. Okay. So SAP stands for A stands for accelerated. Accelerated means in order to speed up the process, this methodology should be recommended. Okay. So what in SAP methodology? So SAP stands for accelerated, and it reduces implementation time. Okay. So first thing is why we adapt this methodology, because it reduces your implementation time. So let's say, for example, without adapting this methodology, it may take some more time. So doing implementation. So that is the reason the companies will adapt this methodology for doing the process is most efficient, effective manner, and in the very detailed manner. Okay. So actually it reduces your implementation time. Okay. And you can use your project resources. So generally the project resource means time, money, machine, material, people, etc. So these are all things you can use in efficient, effective manner. If you want to use SAP methodology, then you can use your project resources most efficient, effective manner. So for that purpose, okay, one thing is you can reduce your time, and the second thing is you can also use your resources most efficient and effective manner. For that, SAP methodology should be recommended. Okay. So how many phases of SAP methodology? What are the phases? Okay. So there are around 5 phases are there. One is project preparation, and second one is business blueprint, realization, final preparation, and go live and support. Okay. So around 5 phases are there. So first phase, so project preparation phase. What exactly the project preparation phase? It's just like a plan. Okay. So in order to implement anything, I mean, in order to implement all the business information into SAP, all the business data into SAP, then we should have some plan, right? So what is the plan, and what are the things we need to do at the time of project preparation phase? Actually, we should not be part of project preparation phase because it's a high level meetings. Okay. So even project manager will not be part of this phase. Okay. So high level meetings will be happened with the client. So the meeting in the meeting generally what they decide. So they tell about the SLA. The client says, I need SLA. So how much, so on what basis SLA will be happen? First thing is, if the client information in some Excel sheet or some other where now, so they want to implement all the data into SAP, right? So all their data bring into SAP, then so they will make a bid. Okay, so once bid is made, so all the companies like consulting companies, Tech Mahindra, Infosys, IBM, okay, Capgemini, and DXE. So these are all consulting companies will be participated in the bid, and so the company, so in that bid, who will provide best SLA to the company? I mean, so let's say I'm IBM, okay, I'm from IBM, so I'm involved in the bid. I say, so I will provide SLA like P1 ticket will be resolved in 2 hours, P2 ticket should be resolved in 6 hours, and P3 ticket should be resolved. It's a support project. But in case of implementation project, so I will complete the project within 10 months. Okay, I need resource for this 30 members around. So project means entire project, not FI. So all members we need to be considered at the time of project preparation phase. Okay, so there are different project managers. One project manager will be there, but the leads like SAP FI CO lead or CO lead, MM lead, SD lead. Okay, like that. Just give me a moment. So all the leads will be participated, okay, in that bid. So I mean, in that process actually. So like all MM people will be there, and SD people, PP people, so all the consultants, okay. So at the time of bidding, so I say, so I will complete the project in 12 months. So cost of the project should be 1 crore, okay, or 2 crores, okay. So that is my bid, okay, and I need resource 40 members or 30 members. Okay, so that is my need. Okay, and in the second time, so I mean, so another company will say, I will complete I will finish up the project in 12 months. But I need 35 resource for this project. Okay, and cost I can agree only 1.2 crores, 1.25 crores. Okay, like that bid will happen. Okay, in that bid, so who will provide best service to this client, and who has a good track record, and who will provide a cost effective, like low cost. Okay, so for implementation the client expect low cost from these companies, right? So who will provide better cost to the company? So these things will be considered, and the project will be assigned to particular company. Okay, so these companies will recruit you. So IBM, let's say if the project is successfully given to IBM, then IBM will recruit project manager. Okay, and the project manager will recruit all the consultants. So whoever consultants are there, so 40 consultant need for this project, because only FICO consultant is there. Okay, but MM is required, SD is also required, PP, PM. So all the consultants will be recruited. Okay, then what happened? So once the recruitment process is done, then all the consultants will go to the client location where one meeting should be set up. That meeting is called as a kickoff meeting. Okay. So in the client location, the meeting should be set up with the client, or it's an internal meeting also sometimes. So if the first time meeting is called as a kickoff meeting. So in the kickoff meeting, generally what we discuss, what about the project goals? So what exactly the project expect from our side? Okay, and what are the expectations of the client from our side? So what we need to do once the project is assigned? Okay, what is the SLA? So these are all stuff will be discussed in the project preparation phase. Okay, once you are recruited from the project manager, then all the discussions will be happen with the client. Let's say you are working, you are a FICO consultant, so you will have end user side. There are some end users will be there. Okay, business side, client side. So business is just like client. Okay, so then what happened? Initial discussions will happen with the client. So what is the FICO requirement? What is MM requirement? What is SD requirement? Respective consultant will discuss with the client. Okay. So these are all discussions once over. Okay, that means it's a plan. Okay, in this project preparation phase, we will discuss about the goals and objectives of the client. What is the expectations from the client? Okay, So what we need to do and how the information should be gathered from the client. This is a important task because without knowing the information from the client, so how we can map into SAP system, right? So we should, as a FICO consultant, we should understand what is our requirement. So what is the client business? Okay, whether it is manufacturing business, or it is product based business, or it is selling and trading business, so anything. Okay, so we need to identify the client business and we need to ask the business blueprints of the client. How many plants are there? How many company codes are there? So these are all information we need to discuss with the client. Okay, because only that information we need to map into SAP. Without knowing these information, so how we can proceed further? So that is the reason in the kickoff meeting only, just like what is our goals and objectives, so what we need to do, so what are the conduct we need to be in the client location. Okay, what is the code of conduct that we need to follow at the client location. And so qualified and capable project team will be recruited by the project manager. So initially kickoff meeting is just like introduction meeting, okay, with your entire team, because so you will have to work with sometime PP, MM or the MM team and SD team. Okay, so that is the reason interaction with the entire team is very important. Okay, so finally sign off. Once you sign off, then you cannot say that I have marriage, I will take leave for 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, and I have another personal problem, so I'm resigning this job. So these kind of things won't be work out if you are in the project preparation phase, because the client expectations you need to meet, right? So your company is recruited because all the things are will already all the things already discussed with you before recruiting. So those things won't be work out. So this is just like planning. In the planning, all things will happen. Okay, so what is the objective? So let's say you are constructing any building, so at least we should have plan, right? So where the doors will come, okay, and where the kitchen will come, okay, where how we can make bedroom. So these are all just like planned. So like that in the project initial stage, so project plan will be there. Okay, so how to gather the information from the client, and what is the information, how we can complete the project in time. So these are all things will be discussed in the initial stage, right? So this is about the project preparation phase. In this phase, you are not part of the you are not part of the project preparation phase, because it's a high level setting. Okay, so interviewer will ask you, so whether you are real guy or you are fake. So this is just one question like, so have you part of project preparation phase? You can say no, I'm not part of the project preparation phase. Okay. So in the project preparation phase, just like goal setting, so what is the client requirement? What is the client objective? How we can reach the expectations of the client. So these are all stuff will be goals should be made for each team, for SD team, for MM team, for PP team, like that. Okay, and implementation strategy. So sequence, right? So whatever things we are doing, so it is just like sequence. Okay, that is the reason we are approaching SAP methodology. Okay, we are following a SAP methodology. And team, how many teams will be participated? One is consulting team. So in the consulting team, all the people like SD people, MM people, PP, FI, CO, these are all consulting people. Okay. And one more team is called core team. Core team means end user team. Okay. So they are from the business team. They know how to prepare balance sheet, and they will post different entries. Okay. AP related, AR related, GL related. So these are all stuff they will do. Okay. So if any issues will come, and you need to help to the end users, right? And the next thing is project team. So project team is just like they will analyze the project. Okay, so what is the project goals? Really we are following the project object, really we are following the project guidelines or not? So is there any missed things are happening between the client and our side? So we are reaching the project goals is just like when we will finish the project. Okay, there is one team will be that project team like HR. Okay, so they will analyze and they will share the reports to the client. Okay. And next phase is business blueprint. Okay, so you are not completely part of project preparation phase. It's just like what happened in the company. So these are all stuff I just explained for your knowledge. For your better knowledge, I'm also explaining the business blueprint. Okay, you are part of the business blueprint. Okay, so how many documents are there in the business blueprint? So once the plan is made, then next step is we need to make it in document, right? So if there is a document, there is a proof. If there is no document, there is no proof. Okay, if client says orally and you are just mapping all those details and you configure in the SAP system whatever the client says, so then after that client says this is not my requirement, so you map it another way. Okay, what you will do? Such cases, business blueprints plays a vital. So you will have to prepare a business blueprint. Okay, blueprints from the client they will share you. Okay, so regarding the business process and what are the entries will happen daily, what are the transactions will go, and manufacturing, what is manufacturing process, how many plants are there, how many company codes are active, inactive. Okay, so how many business places are there? These are all the details will be in the these are all details provided by the client. Okay, in the blueprint, that is called as is information. So as is just like client information that will be provided by client itself. Okay, so no need to bother about that information, because so these all details will be shared with the client. So what we need to bother, it is to be document. Okay, based on the as is information, how we can map into SAP system, what are the things that we need to be considered while mapping into SAP system. Mapping is just like configuration. Okay, so based on the other information to be document, we need to prepare. Okay. So tomorrow I will share some business blueprints to you, and just open that business blueprints and read out what is the client information, how the client transactions will happen. So what are the regular activities that we need to perform every day. So these are all stuff will be in the business blueprints. Okay. So in the study session, I will sorry, in the tomorrow I will share that real-time business blueprints, and just to open up and read out the business blueprints. If you have many business blueprints, is well and good. Okay, because so once you read up many business blueprints, you should you should completely aware the business knowledge. I mean, yeah, what is the client expectations and requirement. Okay, if you read out that one, then in real time we can easily map into SAP system. If you do not understand the business, how we can map it? SAP is a business software. Okay, so in order to learn SAP FICO, we should completely aware the business. Okay, so what is the client business? Okay, how many company codes are there? How many plants are there? What are the transactions will happen with vendors? What are the transactions will happen with customers? Okay, so how the payment should be happen? So how the, whether it is related to automatic payments or whether it is related to manual payments. So these are all discussions, and these everything should be in the document. Okay, if there is a document, then you should have a proof. So based on the as is information, you made it to be document. To be is just like a future document, that is also called as uh, SAP document. Okay, how we are going to map into SAP system? This is called as a to be document. What are the T codes are required? What are the configurations are required? Okay, so these things will be in the to be document, right? So gap analysis, just like sometimes the client business is banking related or insurance related or some other any kind of manufacturing company, but some options in SAP. Okay, so client has some business information, but sometimes what happens, that information we cannot map into SAP. So there is no option that not available. Okay, in SAP not available. What we need to do? So for that, generally sometimes we need to contact SAP itself, because at the time of giving package, okay, SAP says if any support is required, SAP will provide, right? So if any kind of issues related to options or any enhancements, etc., so we need to contact the any extension. Okay, so that is not available in SAP. Then we need to contact the SAP team directly. For that, you will have to raise OSS notes. Okay, so if you go to SAP, there is a login will be there. The company have login, and they will directly log into system, and they will write an email. Okay, so once read up this an email, then the SAP team will contact you, and they will ask you, so what are the requirement and all. You will have to inform, and the same thing. So they will support you. Okay, in case any gap related thing. And sometimes so it's a easy thing that we can also do from the our side. So there is no need to write OSS notes to SAP. Okay, so we need to contact the ABAPers. So ABAPer technical people, they can do it. Okay, so any thing that is not available in the system, so we need to check the feasibility with the ABAPer. So feasibility, right? And finally sign off. Sign off means all the documents should be sign off. That means, so once the document is signed off, then any new changes or anything occurred, then the additional document should be prepared. Okay, and this document should be signed, right? So once the business blueprint is there, then you will have to do configuration. So this is the process. Okay, so in the business blueprints, generally how many types of documents? Scope document, as is document, to be document, gap analysis, sign offs. What is scope document? Scope document, just like objectory forms will be there. Objectory forms, like so how many company codes are there? This is one objective question. So whether what type of business exactly? A, manufacturing; B, product based; C, some other trading related. So they will tick on that manufacturing company. Like, so you will provide on template. So it's just kind of template. All the standard templates will be there. Okay, so you will share the template to client and he will fill up. And once the document is shared by them, then next up is, so at least you will have some proof, right? So sharing this information, you are getting answer from the client. Okay, so this is the way generally business blueprint should be prepared. And tomorrow I will show real-time business blueprint and I will explain. Okay, and also I will do some configuration from the system for the enterprise structure. We already discussed it, right? So the same thing we will do tomorrow. Okay, so today is just like project related. How many types of projects in SAP, you know very well. And yesterday or day after before, we already discussed the things, right? So today is just like project related, how generally implementation process will happen, what are the phases will be there, what is SAP methodology, so what happened in the project preparation phase, how to prepare business blueprint, etc. So these are all stuff we covered today. Okay. So from this place, do you have any questions? Then you can ask me. Pratima, do you have any questions?
No, sir, no.
So what about Saif? Saif, Jamal, are you there? I'm clear. Okay, fine. Rahima, any questions from this place?
You said one project name, no, sir? What is that?
Which one?
PM project, SAP methodology.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. Here, project preparation. We have the stages, right? In the first stage, second stage, and all.
Uh-huh.
PM. You said some. I don't understand what is a PM.
Project.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
See, it's a project
Yeah.
preparation.
Project.
Yeah, project preparation phase. It's a phase.
SAP. ASAP.
Yeah,
SAP
A stands for
methodology.
accelerated. Accelerated means speed up the process.
While explaining A, you said that some PM project management or something. I don't know. That's what.
So project management, it's a module,
I
PM.
don't. Okay. Okay.
Okay, PM module, PS module, okay, PP module. Project system is also one module. Production planning is one module. Plant maintenance one module. Okay,
Okay.
FI is one
Okay.
module. CO is, these are all functional modules. So project
Okay.
management team, I think project management team, right? You asked me the
I
project
think
management.
so. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes. Right.
Yeah,
You
project
said PM. You
management team
said.
is
Yeah.
just
That's
like
what I.
HR. Okay, it's just like HR
Oh.
team. They will
Okay.
analyze the project status. Okay. So
What
what
they
is
do
the
HR here?
performance? Yeah, no HR will be there. Okay, here only project management team will be there. They are just like HRs. They will act like just HRs. Okay.
Okay. They will act like
Yeah.
as a HR.
It's
Okay.
not any HR will be there in the project. Okay. So project management team will take care all those stuff. what HR will do in real time.
Oh, fine. Got it.
And any question from Rahima?
No, it's okay.
Right then. So this is about SAP methodology, right? And today I will share the business blueprint as well. Yeah, I will share the document end of the session. Don't worry. So this is one business blueprint. Okay, so it's related to FI. Okay, it's related to FI. Okay, financial accounting. So these are all information. Okay, so here whatever things I mentioned, like accounts payable, business process, we need to understand. Okay, what is the business? So what is the transactions between the client and the vendor? What is the transaction between the client and customer? Okay, what are the general? What is the bank related stuff? So how many banks in your company? Okay, how to manage that banks with customers, etc. These are all stuff. Okay, that will cover under the business process. So in the resume, while putting client information, so these are all information we need to gather, right? So let's say, for example, in your resume you put some ex client. Okay, so if you go to any interview, they will ask you what the client business process, what X will do. X is just like some IBM company or some X trading company. So what is the process? What is the business process of that particular trading company? This is one question, right? So what happened? What is the trading? What is the accounts payables will happen with vendors? So they will use automated payment program or manual way. So these are all stuff. So this is one document. End of the session, I'll share you these documents to you. This is just like client information. Okay. So what kind of business exactly? Tata Steel. Okay. So it's a manufacturing company of ball and rollers, bearings, etc. So when it was started, okay, and what type of business it has. So what is the plant capacity? Okay. So these are all capacity means how much plant capacity is there, how many products that plant provide. Okay, manufacture. So financial accounting, cash bank, fixed assets. Okay, organized structure. So last time we discussed it, right? So what is organized structure? Client information or operating concern, controlling area, company code. These are all information covers under the this data. So in the master data, I mean the client has different vendors, okay, from the vendors from the international and domestic. So all the vendor details will be in the business document, right? So if all the vendors are there, we can easily upload these vendors through LSMW program migration. So through Excel we can directly upload. Okay, from legacy means outside. So once you have entire data in Excel sheet, okay, so we can upload that Excel sheet into SAP also. That is also possible. So it's not time consuming, right? So that is called as a data migration. Okay. So data migration means some legacy system to SAP. You are transferring the data. So further, generally there are two tools company will use. One is LSMW, Legacy System Migration Workbench, and second one is BDC, batch data communication. So there are two kind of tools the company will prefer. One is BDC and second one is like LSMW. Okay, so all the data migrated from non-legacy system to SAP. So we need to create sold party account groups details. We need to get accounts group details and all master data inputs. Okay, these are all inputs we need to gather, and what we need to do in SAP also be given what type of company, what type of 1 minute, what type of banks we are also using, and what type of T codes we are also using. So these are all things we need to provide in this place. XD01 for creation of the customer, right? XK01 for creation of the vendor. Okay. So master data means customer master data. So whenever I say master data means customer master data, vendor master data, cost center master data, cost element master data, profit center master data, asset master data, GL master data, and WBS also one of the master data. Okay. So these are all information comes under the master data. Actually, for master data maintenance, there is one team will be there, MDM, master data management team. This is also covered under the SAP. This is also one module, MDM module. Okay. So MDM team generally they will update all stuff like GL extension. If you want to create any GL, or if you want to create any customer or vendor, so there is separate team will be there, and you can also upload all these data from the Excel sheet directly through SAP. I mean some data in Excel. I mean, so all vendor and customer data is in your hand. Okay. Now you wanted to upload all this information. Upload is just like called as a migration. You want to migrate all this information through LSMW or like BDC. Okay. So you can, so either you can use any one program, right? So how many banks the company have? So these are all information inputs. It is just like user inputs. If you read out these inputs in proper way, you can resolve any kind of issues. Okay, because so people once you join into any company, the first thing is you will have to understand the company business process. For that, you will ask what is the company business blueprints. Okay, so blueprints you need to gather from the client or not client. So your team members will be there. They already shared to you. So these all information in the share folders. Okay. So once they have provided link, you can directly access these share folders. Then you can download to a desk and you can view one by one. So what is the client information, and so how many company codes are active, how many company codes are not active, and what is the training program, how, so what is the KT plan. So everything will be there. Okay. And integration is just like so SAP FI is integrated with many modules like module, SD module, PP module, QM module. Okay, so it is integrated with the different modules. So what is the purpose of FI? FI purpose is to create a financial statement. It is completely for the external point of view, and controlling is mainly focused on the decision making, how we can reduce the cost. Okay, these are all stuff will be covered under the controlling part, so as I explained in the first session, right? So whatever the requirements of the client, these are all things you need to read out. Okay, so whatever the things here, just you need to read out what are the enhancements that we need to perform, what are the gaps are there. So these are all stuff will be in the business blueprints. Okay. So how the Miro and Miro things will have Miro, Mygo, these are all goods receipt and invoice receipt, how the payments will happen. And one more thing I need to say, please watch my videos in YouTube, okay? Because whatever the things I am explaining here, that will not be part in the YouTube, and whatever the things I am uploading in YouTube, so sometimes I may forget to describe about that things, okay, in the class. That is the reason you will have to coordinate these two things. Okay. Any updates, anything new, then I try to upload those things in YouTube. Okay. Any new, if let's say today I got some issue, okay, I find out the solution. So if it is new to me, and if these things are not explained in my class, then those things I will upload into YouTube, because people will see and find out the details. But most probably, so almost all of the things I will cover in the class. So if anything new that is not explained, you can also watch my YouTube channel. Okay. So this is the process of the client. Okay. So how the purchase order is created and the invoice receipts, goods receipt. These are all stuff. We just a basic idea about the concept, right? So in the business blueprint, everything will be there. Okay, it's related to client business or it is related to SAP side what we have performed to be. These are all information that we can find out in this place. What are the month ending activities that we need to perform in real time? What are the year ending activities are there? So everything should be in blueprint and some KT documents also there. So first and foremost thing is once you join into any company, you will get KT documents. Okay. If they are not provided, you can ask where the KT documents are there or what about the business blueprints? Okay. So where it was stored. So can you please share me that link and provide me the access so that I can view. Okay. So this way you can communicate to your seniors and very polite way. Okay. These are all information is required to you. Okay, because without knowing the business blueprint and business information, so it is just like robotic work. Okay, so as a FICO consultant, we should analyze. We should analyze, understand the business. That is the prime duty. So without understanding and without understanding the business process, so this is very difficult job for you. Okay. So once you understand the business process of the client, so then your work will be easier. If you are not understanding the business process, the users will come to you and resolve the issues. But that issues may be technical that we can resolve, no problem. But whether it is related to business side, then how we can resolve? We should understand the business process at least. Okay, so these are all stuff we need to learn in the real time. So in the training, so we will cover the we will try to cover the maximum points which we come across. Okay, so but in real time, so that is more than that. Okay, so because the business require expectations and requirement is different to different. Every company has its own requirement, own expectations, so own policies. So that you can exceed once you understand at least the technical terms and you should adapt to the system properly. Without knowing the system, without knowing the business, so without understanding the things in the training even, so it would be very difficult for you to survive in the job. SAP FICO job is not easy. It's a little bit tough. It's not. It's a very little bit tough. Okay, I mean, so why I'm saying little bit. So even if you know, it is also little bit tough. If you don't know, it's really tough. Okay, so they will make you out in 2 days, 3 days also. Okay, so that is the reason you should focus more on these topics and learn more and use Google. If you have any questions, then you can directly copy and paste in Google and note the point and get the all information. So without Google system, FICO won't work in real time. Okay, so everyone should depend upon the Google. 90% of issues will be resolved through Google. Okay. So some like good and bad is there in the Google. Some information that is reliable and some information may not be reliable. So that thing is depends upon your choice. So which one you need to pick. So if you have some basic knowledge at least, so you can understand. Somebody says something like that. Somebody says something more than that. So how we can analyze that that solution is correct or not? Okay. Once you practice in the system, once you do more things in the system, so you should be you should be part of the system. Okay, so you can understand everything. You should understand in the behavior of the SAP. Then you say no, your answer is incorrect in the Google, so that was incorrect actually, so I find out the solution. Okay, so let's say if I don't understand anything and that error is come, then I just copy that one and go to the Google and says there are different kind of things already. Resolution is provided, but which one is correct? So already 10 members given solution in 10 different way. Okay, 10 solutions, but which one is correct? So you need to check the system. Okay, you will have to check that 10 member solutions. Okay, once you check it out all the 10 member solutions, you will understand, right? So no, these 5 solutions are not work out to this. These 2 solutions may work out, and these 3 solutions may not be work out. Okay. So this is the way of analysis you will get. So without making analysis, you are completely depending upon the trainer, and you are expecting only from me. There is no use. That is the thing I just wanted to say to you guys. So we will tell, so process. You will have to make research and digging. These are all stuff depends upon your side. Okay. So once you dig more, then you will you will invent new things, right? So you will do more things than me. Okay. So I will provide you complete information in ebooks, and also materials. Everything is there. Okay. So just at least open that materials and then just to see the data, what is there and etc. So this is the session, guys. If you have any questions, please ask me right now. So we are going to close the session right now because today is I think festival, right? So one guy is not attended. So I just, yeah, Saif, do you have any questions, Pratima?
Yeah, it's actually in agile methodology also. Do we have a blueprint?
See, it depends upon the company. So whether they want blueprint, without blueprint, generally we can't do anything, right? If it is in it should be documented at least. So the terminology for the blueprint in agile methodology may be different. It may not be same. Okay, so here I'm saying realization method, but so in agile methodology configuration. Okay, so both are same, but different things are there, right?
Okay.
So here we should have a sequence, but in agile methodology there is no sequence. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Then how they configure in agile
they will
methodology?
gather all the requirements from the client, and they will directly map maybe. So there's information will not be like it's not like a process. Okay, so there it should be different process comparing to SAP. So here phases will be there for each phase requirement gathering. It will take 20 days, 50 days, like that. There is a time intervals is there, but in agile methodology there may not be time intervals. So they have to finish up the task in 10 months. Then all the information need to gather from the client. That is the first task. So it may be different.
Okay.
So whatever the things we are doing in
On
the
time they have to finish the task in agile.
yeah. So if you want to make up
Here,
the, if you
okay,
want
here,
not in sequence, then agile methodology is best option.
okay.
Okay,
This is
this,
only the on project time, not in the support, no, sir?
yeah.
Okay.
It's only implementation. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
But support, yesterday we discussed. I will share that document. I will share that videos to you.
Okay.
And Saif, can you please forward that emails and documents to Pratima once, if you are free today? Okay, thank you. Any questions from your side, Saif? Nothing, right? Okay, then enjoy the day and let's close this session. And Rahima, we don't have any session right now. So tomorrow we will discuss. Okay. Today, whatever the things I wanted to explain, that is the reason I start up with SAP methodology, because you will have to attend interviews, right? So for that, I stopped that configuration part. More we need to focus on the project side. Most of the questions will come from the only project side. Okay. Regarding company code creation, business area creation, no one will ask you. Okay, they will check it out your genuinity. So whether you are fake or real. So based on the project related questions, they can easily identify and trace out your complete details. So that is the reason my focus should be on the project side, and our training should be based on the job oriented. Okay, then let's close the session. Tomorrow we will discuss with another topic.